Okay, no, I didn't read that.
Good morning.
If we could please stand stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor
to Texas
Flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Monday, December 27th. Let's see, what do we got here? Any person may appear before the court at this time that is not on the agenda that would like to address the court on any subject? Nobody at this time? Anybody up here, Sheriff? Anybody? Any announcements, commissioners?
I just want to say that we'll be having a meeting with the GLO and Grant Works to sign the contracts for the $9.8 million grant that we got for drainage here in the courtroom on January the 12th. The sheriff is not there?
No. Okay, anybody else? Okay, if not, then we're gonna move on.
Richard, everything now? Was that on the agenda?
With Richard.
Richard? Mr. Guerra, no, he's just on, I think. I'm not sure.
No, yeah, Richie's got an agenda item. I think it's number 10.
Yeah, I'm here. Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, Judge.
Good
Okay.
morning. Yeah, I just seen him, but he's not up till number 10, so. Agenda item number 4, discuss, consider, and take action on minutes from previous meeting.
I contacted.
Yeah, there is a misspell,
That's all, but I make a
Item.
motion to approve.
word, but it was corrected and that was the one that's gonna be filed.
Okay. Motion to approve. Okay, I have a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor say aye.
All right,
And all those opposed? Motion passes. Agenda item number 5, discuss, consider, and take action on budget amendment request by Commissioner Precinct 2 Ventura Garcia to transfer a total of $1,415 from the following accounts. $1,415 from line item 22-622-550 Road and Bridge Improvement. Transfer $1,000 to line item 22-622-330 Gas, Oil, and Lubricants. Transfer $15 to line item 22-622-463 Rental of Equipment, and $400 to line item 22-622-354 TAN Repair Parts.
everything looks good, Judge.
I make a motion to approve.
A second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed? Motion passes. Okay, we have agenda item number 6, discuss, consider, take action on budget amendment request by Commissioner Precinct 2 Ventura Garcia to transfer a total of $500 from line item 12-673-575 Furniture and Fixtures. Transfer $100 to line item 12-673-392 Miscellaneous Supplies, $50 to line item 12-673-453 Equipment Repairs and Maintenance, $350 to line item 12-673-330 Gas, Oil, and Lubricants.
Judge, Commissioner Court, everything is good with the request.
Make a motion to approve.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 And all those opposed? Motion passes. Agenda item number 7, discuss, consider, take action on budget amendment request by Veterans Officer David Salinas to transfer $1,000 from 12-405-427 Conferences and Associations to 12-405-225 Travel.
Everything is good with the request, Judge. Make a motion to accept item number 7 as presented, Judge.
Have a motion on the floor
Motion to approve.
and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 And all those opposed? Motion passes. Agenda item number 8, discuss, consider, take action on budget amendment request by County Agent Rogelio Mercado to transfer $856 from line item 12-665-310 Office Supplies account to 12-665-573 Equipment account.
Judge, Commissioners Court, everything is good with the request.
All right,
Make a motion to accept item number 8 as presented, Judge.
all righty. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed? Motion passes. Agenda item number 9, discuss, consider, and take action to approve resolution recognizing Dan Peña's outstanding career in radio in South Texas. All right, we have this resolution here. Okay, we have this resolution here in recognition of Dan Peña's outstanding career in radio in South Texas. Do we have any representatives here? Anybody that's gonna accept his award? No? Whereas Dan Peña started his career in South Texas in Tejano Radio in 1980 at KOPI FM in Alice, Texas, following in the footsteps of his father, longtime Alice broadcaster Armando Peña Sr., and working alongside his brothers Armando Peña Jr. and Bobby Peña, and then working at KDSI FM in Alice. And whereas 40 years later, Dan Peña retired from radio on November 1st, 2021 from his position as 25-year host of the morning show on KSAB FM Tejano 99 in Corpus Christi, where he also was the program director for KSAB and KUNO AM 1400. And whereas Dan Peña has been instrumental in helping to break several Tejano music artists and was known far and wide for his influence in La Onda Tejana, with an ear for picking the hits and promoting Tejano music concerts across South Texas and Coastal Bend. And whereas Dan Peña is recognized numerous times as the best of the best DJ in Corpus Christi Caller Times, and has been honored with induction into the Tejano Roots Hall of Fame. And whereas Dan has always been there for the community, willing to help in any organization with charity fundraisers, promotion, and had been there to provide comfort to listeners, as he did as a key part of the marathon broadcast on all 6 local iHeart radio stations in the aftermath of Hurricane Harvey. Now therefore be it resolved that the Commissioners Court of Jimbo County does hereby congratulate Dan Peña on his remarkable career in South Texas radio, and further recognizes his many accomplishments and contributions to the community, further urges the citizens of Jimbo County to join the court in wishing Dan Peña a peaceful and rewarding retirement. Adopted this day, 27th day of December, 2021. So we'll just lay this here and we will deliver this to his family.
I make a motion to approve the resolution recognizing Dan Peña's career.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor to approve the resolution in a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed? Motion passes. All right, congratulations. What's that?
Judge,
Yes, sir.
were you gonna say something?
No. Anybody? Okay, well, we'll present this to his family. That'll be a nice gesture there. We did a lot. All right. Let's see here. Agenda item number 10. Discuss, consider, and take action to approve application to the Texas Secretary of State's Vote Center Pilot Program for the upcoming May 7th, 2022 constitutional amendment election.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
This is a pilot program through the Secretary of State that allows vote centers throughout the county. That's just a long way of saying basically somebody in the county can vote anywhere in the county at any time. So a problem that we had here was on election day with consolidated polling places. We had some voters go to a location in error, and they were forced to go to a different location to vote. Actually, I think that happened to you, Judge. And this would basically, the same way early voting, the 2-week early voting period, anybody can vote anywhere. This would allow the same thing to happen on election day. Again, this is just an application to the Secretary of State. Presently, of the 254 counties in Texas, 76 counties are utilizing this system, and it will be a pilot program. We'll be allowed to do it in May if everything works out, and we will be considered successful, and we'll be allowed to do it in the future as well.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Guerra. Commissioners, any questions regarding this pilot program?
If I may add one thing, you'll see at the bottom of the paperwork that I gave you, this is an application for the May 7th, and that will be a consolidated box, this constitutional amendment. My last requirement is to submit either a transcript or a video of an open public hearing, which I'm hoping to put on the agenda in our next January 10th meeting. And that with that requirement, I'll have every requirement to be able to submit the application.
All righty, Mr. Guerra, thank you very much.
Mr. Guerra, you said May election?
May 7th.
Amendments, constitutional amendments.
I make a
Yes.
motion to approve the application to the Texas Secretary of
I'll
State.
second it. Would that include the runoff also, Richie?
Yes, it will be any election where consolidated precincts are. Yes, sir. That will also work for any potential runoffs.
Okay.
Yeah, but not this year, right?
No, well, if it's in May, for May 7th, then we should be good for May 24th.
But when is gonna be the primary election?
March.
March 1st. This will not affect March 1st in any way.
Oh,
But my question is, since you're doing it on May 7th, and then the runoff, the May 7th is a constitutional amendment election, correct?
Yes.
And that's usually in November, but because we had some special sessions, they're gonna have one in May. My question is, since that's on May 7th, maybe, and then the runoff is what, like
The
2 or 3
tw- the
weeks?
tw- 24th, I believe.
Will the Secretary of State be able to evaluate in that short period of time and give you approval, or?
I can't give you that answer now. I'd have to know with
Okay,
them.
and that's what I wanted to clarify, because Ventura's question sounded like, can we put it into effect immediately after May 7th? And I don't know that they can evaluate that quick or not.
Yeah, no, and I understand. Yeah, if they are able to evaluate, you'll see that last page I gave y'all. If they designate us a successful county, then we'll be, before the 24th, we will be able to. But if they don't have,
So just to be on the safe side, we should probably say this will not be available for the runoff unless the
we're deemed
Secretary of State.
successful.
Okay, all right.
Well put. Yes, thank you for that clarification.
So do we want to amend or adjust the motion?
Motion stays the same.
it says the same because it's just,
Clarification as far as what's gonna happen.
right, it's not gonna be for the primary election. It may be able to be in place by May 7th and therefore May 24th if it's,
And there's an outside chance that the application could be rejected by the Secretary of State.
I have a motion on the floor and a second.
yes,
All those in favor say aye.
aye.
And all those opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Guerra.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me see here. Agenda item number 11, discuss, consider, take action to approve and adopt the Jimbo County Emergency Paid Sick Leave Policy COVID-19 for 2022 as amended, as addendum to the Jimbo County Personnel Manual.
Judge, Commissioners, this is the policy that we adopted last August. When we adopted it, it was only good through the end of this year. So the issue before you is to extend it for 2022 because the hours do not carry over past each calendar year. So the unused hours from August till December 31st will expire. And so this renews it for January of 2022. And once again, the same policy is in place. If it's not used during the 2022 calendar year, they do not carry over. Now, there are two versions in front of you. One is the exact same policy that was adopted in August, with the exception that the dates have been refreshed for 2022. The second version includes some language that was Carlos Garcia and I discussed with y'all last week. I mean, at the last meeting. I don't know if Carlos is on or if he's present there. But yeah, he can explain and so that's the safety valve for emergency telework not to exceed 5 days if the employee is willing to do it and if it's approved by the supervisor. So so those are the two versions in front of you. The third attachment is just the forms that the auditor will be using to keep track of the hours.
Mr. Garcia.
Yes, Commissioners, Judge, the language that we did, we pretty much tracked the same, I guess, type of reasons why somebody would be eligible for the leave to be eligible for the telework. So this would happen if somebody fell in one of those reasons and they were in fact able to continue to work. And that would keep them from having to be on leave, because our issue is a lot of times when somebody ends up having an exposure where they end up having to quarantine or have to get themselves tested, there's usually a little window of, well, if your exposure was on this day, the test probably won't show it until the third or fifth day, somewhere in that little window. And in the meantime, to protect the rest of the staff members and employees, they end up having to quarantine or basically be on leave. And the thing is, many times they don't have symptoms or they're mild symptoms. They end up later testing negative where they were out on leave when they could have actually done their work and continued to work. And with our situation, a lot of times we have court set up. Let's say we had court on Wednesday and the exposure came up or was made known on Tuesday, the day before. Most of the cases that are set, the team that's been working on them, the prosecutor, the investigator, the secretary, they know what's going on with that particular case. It's very difficult, especially if they're on leave when they're really technically not supposed to be working, to then contact them, get all the information from them so that somebody else can take them over. And it's one thing if they were taking over for an announcement or taking over for just something as simple as, let's say, a plea that's already been worked out. It's another thing if it's a contested hearing where there's witnesses that had already been prepped by that group, by that team, or if the other groups or the other prosecutors have their own contested hearings where it's like, well, wait a minute, when am I supposed to get ready for that? Another thing that we end up dealing with is whenever we do have pleas, the district court requires all of the paperwork be submitted by a certain deadline, and generally it's 4 o'clock the day before the hearing. Because of that 4 o'clock deadline, most of the time, many of our defense attorneys do not turn their paperwork in till about 3 o'clock, right before. So that gives us about an hour to try to get everything done. And it's not just one attorney who's doing that, it's many attorneys that are turning in their things. So we've got different groups basically putting everything in the correct order, making sure that it's done, getting it in there. If the day that that was supposed to happen, we have a whole group that has to be out in quarantine, it's going to be very difficult to the point where we may end up missing those deadlines of getting all that paperwork put in, because since everything is done electronically, it's a digital filing, you got to do one at a time. You can't, it's not like in the old days where it was in person, you could come and just bring a stack, and as long as you got it in there, and what would happen is they would manually stamp everything to show that it got there at a certain time. When we were in person, a lot of times paperwork was getting turned in the day of. The judge was sending you out and get your paperwork ready, come back whenever you have it all done. Those days, at least while we're in this COVID era, are gone. So we have to get everything done ahead of time. This emergency telework authorization is to keep somebody having to quarantine for one of those reasons, but still able to work from having to be on leave. That way we can continue to move the process forward. And, I think the language that we have in here, it puts it on the department head. This is really looking out for the department to make sure, look, we need to look at what's right for the department. And we want it in the department's head control, because at the same time, we want to limit any potential abuse of, people that maybe, I can't be in, I had an exposure. And unfortunately, the exposures are going to be coming up and rising. One of our local law enforcement agencies currently, or within the last week to 2 weeks, had a large group of employees test positive. They in turn, had people that had contact with them that are also had to get tested. Someone within my own department, because they had contact with some of those same individuals, had to make sure that they've already been tested, they've already been cleared, but there was still that period of time that had they not been off because of the holiday work schedule, they would have had to have quarantined until they got their results back, and that potentially would have caused us some issues. So just that being said, I know as far as my department, I am requesting that the commissioners consider and approve the second version, the version that has that emergency telework. That way, if that situation comes up, it does not keep someone who can do that job from working.
Commissioners, any questions? On the second version, that's what you're submitting, or
Yes,
do that?
yes,
that'll put in place that stipulation there that ensures there's no abuse that goes on and that people continue working and that the department head can assure and confirm.
yes. Basically, it's so that we can get whatever is in the best interest of the department and in the best interest of the county and in the best interest of the judicial system to make sure that it can keep going forward if that situation comes up. So I can tell you up to now, we have had several times where our employees have had to be on leave to quarantine because of these situations. But knock on wood, up to now, every time they have in fact come out negative. So in this situation, they would have been able to keep working and doing their job and doing the work that's necessary, as opposed to, well, somebody else had to figure out whether or not, whose plate is empty enough to put it on, so.
Right. So basically, this avoids a lot of extended time or any other unreasonable request from the employee or opportunity for them to abuse or to
That is
make
correct.
excuses. That way, if there is a quarantine that's required quarantine, then they can still work and you can monitor that. And then as soon as they're negative, they come right back and.
That is correct.
I make a motion to approve and adopt.
A second.
I have a motion on the floor and a second to adopt the second version of this policy. All those in favor say aye.
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 And all those opposed? Motion passes. All righty. Thank you, Mr. Garcia, for that explanation. Number 12, discuss, consider, and take action of approving county treasurer's report and other monthly reports. Okay, so this is sorry for the late notice. I am with Dan right now and he's not feeling well. Okay, this is regarding Mr. Dan Peña. So basically, it's a sorry for a late notice. I'm with Dan right now. He's not feeling well. We thought he would be up to being on the call, but unfortunately he is not. He would like to say thank you so much for recognizing me today. I am very honored and very much appreciative of this recognition. I will always cherish the years I was able to serve my hometown of Alice and surrounding areas and counties. I've been blessed to have walked in the footsteps of my father, Armando Peña Sr., and side by side with my brothers, Armando Peña Jr. and Bobby Peña, in the radio business. It's been a great ride and wouldn't trade it for the world. Thank you. Please read this for him, which we have, and I will pick up the plaque. So, Ms. Vicky Garcia. Thank you, ma'am. We'll just take that and we'll deliver it to the family. Agenda item number 12, discuss, consider, and take action approving county treasurer report and other monthly reports.
Motion to approve. Second.
I have a motion on the floor and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed? Motion passes. Agenda item number 13, discuss, consider, and take action on approving county auditor's report.
The first report I'm gonna go over is the sales tax monthly report for November 2021. The monthly, for November net payment current period for Jimbo County is $249,830.37. At this time last year, we collected $203,387.87, or an increase of $46,442.50 from last year. Currently, through November, we have payments of $2,372,381.23. At this time last year, we had payments of $2,600,592.80. On the next one is a monthly report through November. We have in the revenues, really in the general fund, we have collected over 100% of what the budget was made at. As a matter of fact, we have over $69,000 over what we projected. Overall, total revenues are at 100% collection for the year. Everybody department is listed on there. It should not be more than 92. If it is, just let us know or we understand as to why it is over the 92%. Overall expenditures for the county are at 82%. Like I say, the percentage that should be at is 92, so we have a 10% positive variance for the, which is very good. Thank you all.
Thank you, Noe. Okay,
Motion to approve. I'll second.
okay, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Noe. Agenda item number 14, discuss, consider, take action on payroll and bills submitted by county auditor with the exemption of Fund 52, 53, and 54.
I make a motion to approve.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor.
Second.
And a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed? Motion passes. And any other discussion or any questions, anybody? No? Announcements? Well, I'd just like to wish everybody a happy new year and be safe and cautious. And again, thanks to all the employees of Jim Wells County and all the staff, the elected officials for a great year and wrapping it up and being safe. So thank you all very much. I move that we adjourn this meeting.
I'll second.
I have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody.